we've got a burning topic for you. We're going to talk about Lake Central football. Obviously, the region is excited about this resurgence in the Blue Indian program. They are 4-0, and even though we're not even halfway through the season, there's a lot of talk on whether Lake Central could run the table and do what Valpo did last year and just run through the DAC and get through it unblemished. And to go through the conference and go undefeated, it's a rarity. It doesn't happen too often. It's happened a few times, but not all that often. But when you think about it, after Lake Central's victory over Crown Point last week, I think that really opened up the eyes of the region as to how for real this team is. So the question is, Bob, will Lake Central run the table, finish the regular season 9-0?
That's a very good question. By the way, the 4-0 start for Lake Central is their first since 1992. 19 years. They were in the Lake Suburban Conference back then. That was the last year of the Lake Suburban. They did not win the conference. They were some little rinky-dink black and gold colored school won the conference back there. Whatever that was. Okay, they got LaPorte this week, right? I think they can get the job done at Kiwanis Field. Then they host Michigan City. I think they can win this one. But then you look at the last 3 games of the season for Brett St. Clair. They got to go to Chester and on MAB. They host Maryville. They go to Valparaiso. That is going to determine the fate of the season for the Blue Indians here. I think they're going to be 6-0 going into that matchup with Chester and then Maryville and Valpo. Back in the early 90s, back when I was in high school, that was always the preeminent postseason rivalry. David Northwest Indiana, because it seemed like every year those two schools were the best teams in Section 1, and they always drew each other in the first round. So you always had that situation. It seemed like every year Lake Central Maryville first round of playoffs. So that game could go either way. Valpo, it depends how healthy they are at that point, depending on when Coach Duncan and the other young man get back. But I just see that game at Chester is going to be we're doing a conference championship game in. What's the old saying on election night? It's too close to call. I don't know if they can go undefeated. They can. It wouldn't shock me to lose 3 in a row at the end of the season. They could be 8-1. I don't know.
Give me an answer. Come on.
No, they won't.
They won't. Okay.
Are you happy now?
Yeah. Yes, I'm happy. I want to hear the answer. The problem that I see right now with Lake Central, they haven't been in a situation where they've had to come from behind. They haven't had a really difficult road test. I don't.
You don't call Munster Week 1 a difficult road test?
Well,
that was an overtime win for them.
I think when you compare Munster to the elite teams of the Duneland, playing at Munster or having to play at Chesterton or Valpo, I think it's a completely different story. I think it's going to be a lot tougher for them to go to Chesterton and win, or to go even to Valpo and win. And I think the road tests are going to be tough because those environments, sometimes the execution isn't there. You get off to a slow start, you get behind. We got to find out what Lake Central can do once they get behind, if they can throw the football. Because I think ultimately, if they're going to advance far into the playoffs, they're going to have to develop some sort of a passing game. They've been kind of a ground and pound team, and they've ran for a ton of yards. They don't throw a lot of passes. If they get in a situation where they have to throw the football, are they going to be able to do it?
How big of a situation too? Friday night they're playing LaPorte. Lake Central and LaPorte, as of this year, are the only 2 schools in the Duneland with grass. If you go to Chester, you go to Valpo, artificial surface. Is that a factor here as you look at it?
Well,
you got a team like Maryville who has great team speed, and they're going to be playing on the grass at the burial grounds this weekend.
But I think they have the most dynamic quarterback. I mean, I don't think he's a better passing quarterback than Paul Andrew, but he's most athletic. And so, if he gets on the surface where his speed is going to make a difference, the artificial turf I think might actually help a guy like Yancey at quarterback. And they've got an incredible linebacker core. Their defense has been solid all season. I'm going to say they do it. I'm going to say they run the table. I'm going to say they get there. I think having that dynamic QB, that's something that nobody else in the conference really has. I think he makes a difference, and I think their defense, they've got a couple of linebackers that are getting Division I looks. They've got some Division I talent on their football team. Not every team in the Duma has that. It's not going to be easy. I think they're going to get some tough games. They're not going to roll over everybody, but I think they're going to find a way to get it done, because you said Valpo, they're banged up. Maryville, they're definitely not as good as they're not quite as good as they've been the last few years. They're kind of almost what they were in, say, 2006. They're not quite what they've been. Chesterton, that's probably, I think you're right, that's the game. I think they win that game, I think it's over. I think they get it done. I think they'll find a way to beat Chesterton, and they're going to win the game.
One thing is for certain, in the DHC, you got to have a great game every Friday night.